Welcome to the Back of the Nest live match reaction to Crystal Palace 3, Aston Villa 1. I'm your guest today. Unfortunately, T is not feeling well, so get well soon, T. And I'm joined by my esteemed guest and great friend, D. D, how are you, mate?
I'm good, Patrick. Look, what a result. What a result to come back to. Palace 3, Aston Villa 1. There's lots to talk about. As always, we want to hear from you as well. The link is pinned in the comment section. So if you click on that, if you want to join about audio or video, make sure to join and have your say. We'll be reading out some comments as well. As I said, Palace 3, Villa 1, penalty, VAR decisions, fantastic football, strikers coming off the bench scoring. Lots and lots to talk about. But Patrick, let's just start off with the actual result. 3-1. We talked about it last week when we faced Liverpool, how big this game was because we've got a hard run of fixtures. What did you make of it? At home, beating Villa. We struggled last time around against them at home. How did you make of it?
I'm very happy. Great performance. I thought that I like the way Vieira set up. Change it back to how we played against Arsenal, except obviously we had Klein out and Ward was in. Again, because Villa don't use those wide wingers, I thought that was a good idea to kind of pinch in a little bit, play a little tighter. Loved the way we played. I thought we were very tenacious. It was very frenetic. I mean, you were there, but back and forth for like 20 minutes. It was crazy. We were attacking, Villa's attacking, we were attacking. It was great to watch. Again, like someone put on Twitter before, I think it was a journalist. It's just great to have an exciting Palace team to watch. I've gone through, again, not going to go into how old I am, but I've gone through so many boring seasons, and it's so fun to watch again. I'm telling you, we could have beaten Villa 3-4 years ago, 3-1. I'd be happy, but not like just the way we're playing, D, just so much fun. Zaha playing great, Eze playing great. The core was brilliant today. Mitchell great in the back. Guaita making the saves. Mateta scoring. Edouard running around and getting involved in the assist for that first goal. You know, again, I takes a lot of slack, and he does make mistakes, but he does a lot of things that contribute to our winning, man. Schlupp, unfortunately, with the VAR goal, but no, today, man, great win, great performance, and Villa are in the mud.
Whoa. We'll get to that later on. Let's talk about Palace, but I didn't expect that to be dropped.
I know.
As you mentioned, Patrick, I think the key is from this game is that it was fantastic football, but we got the result from it. When you look at when you look at our 3 games that we played so far this season against Arsenal, yes, we didn't beat them at home, but Liverpool was an improvement last season. When Liverpool and we lost. This Aston Villa game is an improvement already. I remember at home against Villa, we struggled massively. That was like Gerrard's second game. We're seeing the improvements of great football, but the only thing that was missing last season was that being clinical in front of goal and actually getting a result. And today, 3-1 was not even fair. We could have scored 4 or 5 on another day. And that's what is telling. And that's how you know you're heading in the right direction, because I know it's still early, but we are getting results like this, important results. And now it's just time to build on. But let's start off with the first goal. Ollie Watkins I was at the ground. You know what? I honestly, I haven't talked to you about this off air as well. I felt like that was a good goal. I don't know if we could have done better defensively. I felt like the combination was good. But from your perspective, watching at home, what did you think of the goal that we conceded?
First initial reaction was poor defending. Watching it again, I'm kind of like you. Sometimes teams score good goals. Bailey had a great flick-on header. And it gets between Gahey and Anderson. Should that happen? No. But Watkins, one thing to say about him, he doesn't look at the goal. He looks down the entire time at the ball. Never looks, knows where to put the ball, and he just scores. And he does against us way too many times for my liking. But I thought it was a good goal. My only thing is, I think that sometimes we switch off too much defensively, and it worries me against, it's going to happen. But sometimes you got to give teams credit. It wasn't a fantastic goal, but it was a great finish. So I've got to give credit to Villa for that goal.
Yeah, and Watkins, hold that. Who on earth scores after 4th minute?
Ollie wants to score. Ollie wants to score.
Even you was hearing it. Who on earth does it after the 4th minute and starts giving it big? Like,
I know.
The game just started. The game just started. Hold that result.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with Villa, but Watkins just pissed me off with that celebration. But then after that, of course, it didn't take us long to
react. Response.
I think that was key as well. That was key. The way that Zaha scored that goal. And I have to admit, I didn't expect him to score. That was a very good finish with his left foot. You have to remember, he's right-footed. But with his left foot, the way he slotted it in, it was on the other side of the pitch. You saw it better than I did, but fantastic goal. And what is he top Prem goal scorer so far this season?
Yeah,
Robin Zaha.
He's got 3 goals in 3 matches. But let me tell you something, D. I'm telling you right now, and I'll give Rich from Eagle Eye Football the credit. Watch the training videos. He practices those finishes almost, and they highlighted every single video. And Wolf right now, at me if you want, is the best finisher at the club. And I don't think there's a doubt about it. Left foot, right foot. I mean, his finishing has gotten so much better. Listen, he's not Thierry Henry, don't get me wrong, but he's making Henry type finishes lately. And I am loving it, man. Wolf is, he's on fire, man. Great finish again. And by the way, Martinez played really well today. Not an easy player to beat that easily. Really good goal by Wolf.
You say he played really well, but his distribution, from what I saw anyways, was
saves. I meant saves. He made big saves. I'm not about he's good. Distribution was awful. It was awful.
Yeah, and it was a fantastic build-up play as well, even for the first goal. I mean, there was better build-up play in the other goals, but even that was nice. Quickly to Wilf. Wilf done his thing and he scored a goal. And then we scored another goal. But it was offside. It was offside. And it was an Edward
talk about
assist.
We got to talk about it. Yeah.
A bit into my agenda.
Again, D-Line had
the first one was
about Edward. And again, great play by Edward for the Schlupp goal. But let's talk about VAR for a second.
Yeah.
I like VAR. I know you've had a problem with it. But seriously, if you're going to rule that goal out, come on. We've got to give some benefit to the forward. And if it's against pass, I would have said that's a goal. You can't give it offside for his armpit. That's what they're doing now. Again, I thought they're getting rid of that. If you can't see it definitively, give it to the striker. Let him score. Let's see more goals in the Premier League. That's a terrible call. You cannot call that. And credit to Edward. Again, great build-up, great ball. And for Schlupp with his right foot scoring. It's a shame that they shocked it off. And we deserved that. But again, like I said, VAR's got to do better.
Yeah, look, I don't understand it as well. I just feel like offside rules in itself has to change. I think VAR's following the rules that's already set.
I got you.
For me,
fair.
For me, when you look at it, it's hard because we're looking at frames. Like, it's very hard to judge exactly when that ball was kicked, and it's just so minimal that it needs to be more clearer for me. But anyways, look, after we still react, the positives out of that is, yes, we didn't go 2-1 up, but the reaction, we didn't stop the belief. I have not seen a Palace side like this before Vieira in terms of belief. Even last season, when we were down, we still reacted. And in this game, when you could easily put your head down, oh damn, we
100% right.
We kept going. And I was positive throughout the game that we was going to get a result because of the players' reaction. When you look at our players' reaction compared to Villa's, we wanted to win that game. Forget about tactics. We wanted to win that game, and that goes down to the manager in itself. So that was fantastic to see. We have our first caller of the day. I'm gonna bring him on. Felix, how are you doing? Welcome to the show.
Welcome, Felix.
How are you doing? Can you hear us?
What's going on? Finally get to get on here. Good, man. Good result.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on it?
Thoughts on the match, Felix? What are your thoughts?
Hold on, I think I got a delay going on here.
Yeah, I think there's a little delay going on.
Hold on. Can you hear me now?
No worries. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear us?
Okay. I can see you guys now.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
Can you hear us? Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
What do you make of the game?
Fantastic result. We took our chances. I mean, in the first half, I think we should have done better. You know, I'm not a fan of Ayew starting. I know he has a job. I know he comes on. I think he's a specialist. Same thing with Schlupp. I think he's a fantastic player, impact sub, but box-to-box midfielder, that's not him. He has his games once in every 5, you know. That's not his game. I think when the transfer window, we get some players, then we can really unlock the pieces in our team.
So talking about the positives, I know you're not massive fan of Jordan Ayew and Jeffrey Schlupp, but today the positives, I think down the left-hand side, you got Mitchell, Eze, and Wilf. What a combination them lot have.
Tearing it up today. Can't say much more than that.
What about with the forwards? What do you make of that? Because me and Patrick always debate about Edward and Mateta. Mateta came on, scored a goal. Edward got an assist as well. What do you think about that situation? Who do you think is favored, is the better striker in your opinion to start the games? Because I feel like they both got something that they bring to the team. They're two different kind of players, and I feel like certain games Edouard is good, certain games Mateta is good. But what do you make of the both Mateta coming on and Edouard's performance as well today?
Personally, what I think is I'm a big stats guy, so I like to do my research. I like to look at the numbers. I think Edouard's the better striker, but right now in form, Mateta. And, you got to do what you got to do. So right now, if we need to win a game, it's more vital. You got to go with Mateta. But at the same time, we spend a lot of money on Edouard, and we got to give him some chances. He needs to get in form. This is not the guy that we bought.
So, Fee, I got a question on that. You said you're a stats guy. So what stats do you have that shows that Edouard's better than Mateta in a Palace shirt?
In a Palace shirt? Okay, so I don't know what the exact ones off the top of my head. There's a guy on Twitter. I follow him, and basically he goes through like, huh?
Probably D.
No. It's another guy. He's like a pure stats guy. I can try to pull it up later and at you guys, but basically just goes through all his XG, all his passing stats, all his forward stats, all his shots on target, and it's kind of like the spider web thing. And you can see that Edouard is a more well-rounded striker, just given the stats in the Premier League, than Mateta, given the small sample size. However, Mateta's the one scoring all the goals.
Okay, and that's what we were forward, boss. Yeah. So I want to ask you a question. Where did you watch the game from today?
From home.
Where are you, if you don't mind me asking?
Kingston, Ontario.
Oh, hey, Canadian, love it.
Yeah.
Big up to the Canadian fans out there. So I want to just compare two things that happened today. So there was a great ball in the first half from Joel Ward that Edouard just didn't get the end of, and then similarly for the goal, Mitchell, great cross to Mateta that he gets on the end of. So for me, that just shows me that as good as Edouard has the potential to be, Mateta's always more switched on. I mean, that was his first touch in the game. Whereas Edouard, again, I don't think it was an easy cross from Ward, but it was right there, and he just missed it. You know what I mean? So my point is that as much as I don't, as Steve thinks, I don't have an anti-Edouard agenda. I just like to look at the facts, and I'm just saying to myself, I just think Mateta for our system is much better suited. Having said that, I want Edouard to start scoring some goals, but it has to happen soon, guys, because right now, again, now Edouard just scored. I mean, Mateta just scored. You got to start in the next match for me. 100%. But anyway,
100%. So. He's a bull in the china shop, and you just got to let him run.
Isn't he though? He really is.
So talking about our start so far, 3 games in, got a win against Villa at home, which we expected, a draw against Liverpool and a loss against Arsenal. How have you seen, and what have we made of all the 3 games so far?
I mean, you take it. They've got 4 points from 3 games. Yeah, that's it. You got to snap that off your hand, man. That's what we got to do.
Next game against City, not going to be easy. We managed to beat them last time around. But do you make any changes into the side based on what you saw?
I think we start with the same team as Liverpool. This is a game that you do start Jordan Ayew. Gets a lot of fouls, gets in there. He frustrates players. This is Jordan Ayew all day. You put him here. This Villa game, I don't know about that. Possibly it would have started with somebody else like Ebioe. That's not a Jordan Ayew game. This coming up, that's him. Textbook.
Look, thank you for coming on, Felix. Appreciate you coming on.
Felix, man. Appreciate
hope to have you on in future shows as well.
Cheers.
Take care, Felix.
All right.
That was Felix having his say. There's loads of comments coming in. If you want to join and have your say, you can click on the pinned comment in the comment section and have your say. You can join by video or audio. Joe's made a good point, and everyone knows this. It's not a surprise. Eze and Zaha tortured Villa's defense all game long. But the point I want to focus on is Eze. I was thinking throughout the game, we need Conor Gallagher's replacement. We need another midfielder. We need this and that. But Patrick and everyone that's watching as well, do you think Eze's creativity is kind of, even though they're different kind of players, Eze's already took the responsibility of Conor Gallagher in terms of his contribution to the team? Conor Gallagher was a great presser, and he scored goals, of course, got assists as well. But do you think Eze has matched that in a different kind of way?
So before I do that, I have a quote from Eze post-match. I want to read it quickly because it kind of falls into place. Eze, I feel blessed. We have a good understanding with Zaha. So much of that is down to what a fantastic player he is. I still have a lot to improve on. I want to score more goals. Right now, I'm enjoying my football. So your point is very well made, D. It's what I like about Vieira is that we had Gallagher. We played a system that was focused on using Gallagher's strengths, running, pressing, scoring goals. Eze is a different player, much more creative, should score more goals, hasn't done that. But the link-up play between him and Zaha is, and even Decore is fantastic. So for me, I'm not sure we need a Gallagher or even have Gallagher come back. We need someone in there that maybe can add more goals. Because you've got Decore defensively, you've got Eze to kind of create goals, and he will. Maybe need someone that can score goals. Now, obviously, Gallagher was our second highest goal scorer last season. Maybe it is Gallagher, but honestly, I'm not sure if it is, because having me in there might take away from what Eze does. You got to give Eze that freedom. You had to give Gallagher that freedom. You can't really have two guys in there that you kind of, let's say, get in the box, get wide, drop in the middle, switch with this person, switch with that one. You know what I mean? So it's an interesting conundrum. We have to add a midfielder, D, without a doubt, before the window closes. Who that player is, I don't know right now. Obviously, there's so many out there. Oar was out there as a possible from France, and the one I really like from Valencia.
Valencia, I'm not too sure, but interestingly, there was an article. There was an article from the Athletic, and by stats,
Mariba is his name. Mariba.
But by stats, do you know who is actually the best Conor Gallagher replacement in Europe's top 5 leagues, including the Portuguese league as well? And
if it's not Gallagher, I don't know who it is. Who is it?
It's Jeffrey Schlupp. By stats, it's Jeffrey Schlupp was top. Yeah, that's amazing. That's interesting. But I kind of do see it, because I feel like Jeffrey Schlupp does have the energy, and in open games like this, he can contribute. But for me, it's like having Jeffrey Schlupp and plus someone that's technically a bit better. Saying that Gallagher wasn't technically the greatest player, I feel like his energy and his off-ball pressing and knowing how to press and when to press helped him a lot. And that's why you can see at Chelsea, he hasn't had that many opportunities. But it's an interesting debate. Now, let's move on to the comments. There's loads of comments coming in. Just quickly, your thoughts on the referee today before moving to the second half?
Rubbish.
Actually, let's move on to the second half.
Madley was rubbish. Rubbish.
What do you make of the penalty decision?
For us. He should have. I'm surprised he didn't see it first, but it was clearly a handball. His hands way outside his body. I'm glad VAR did it, but I'm talking about that. I'm talking about the amount of fouls he allowed McGinn's get away with all game, which was ridiculous, and just the overall. I just thought Andy Maddy was poor. Andy Maddy's always poor though, so he was poor, but we won. So I'm not gonna bang on about it, but I don't think he had a good game today. I think he let too much go. Having said that, he could have probably sent off Jordan Ayew, because Jordan Ayew kept on making fouls. I thought, like, hey Jordan, you want to calm down at some point, because mate, you're gonna get red carded because you keep making the same foul over. But again, I didn't think Maddy was very good today at all.
So Wilf, of course, gets another goal. Not from the penalty, because he actually missed from open play.
I was nervous about it, yeah.
So when it comes to the end of the season, we're talking about Wilf's goals from open play. I think that counts as open play. And actually afterwards he went, and I think he spotted Martinez for the save as
he
well.
Did.
But,
he did. Good save.
Sorry yeah, I'm not good with pronunciations, but Sizwi, I think that's how you pronounce his name. He asked, how many goals do you think Zaha is going to score? Because he is on fire. He is everything right now for us. But Patrick, it's only 3 games. Well, what's the expectations? Has it changed in terms of the amount of goals you expect him to score? For me, last season he scored a few failed goals. This season, I feel like he should be aiming for 17 to 20. Do you think that's fair, or is that too much?
No, that's fair. I mean, I originally said 15, which would have topped his 14 last season. But honestly, D, the way he's actually finishing, the quality of his finishing shows me that he can score easily. I shouldn't say easily. He can score 15 to 20. He's got 3 and 3. He's got 3 and 2, actually. And against some good sides. Exactly. Not easy sides. So you figure against. But again, I think he's inching up towards the 20 mark for me, which would be amazing. I mean, to see how far he's come as a goal scorer and as a player. But yeah, I mean, I can see him scoring, like you just said, like what he said, 17 to 20 is a good number for me. So we'll see.
Yeah, for me, look, I don't care who scores them goals, but when you have link-up play like that with Eze, Mitchell, and Wilf, I mean, it's going to be a long day for a lot of opponents. It is. Yeah. And once you put Elise to the mix, because I feel like teams will adapt to that, but once you put Elise to the mix, you're going to struggle because you're going to have another quality player. So, I know what people say about Jordan Ayew, but Elise, he came on today as well. He's slowly coming on and having more minutes. Sooner rather than later, I think he's going to start. Hopefully, it ain't Man City, because Man City, we're not expected to win. Hopefully, it's the Brentford game and he can kick on from there, because this season I have high expectations for him. He was injured last season as well. And he's still done. He's still done. Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He's still done very good for us. He's done extremely good. Mateta comes on. Patrick, Mateta, and Edward. We have to do it again, don't we? We have to do it again.
Let's do it, my friend. Let's
try to be civil about it.
I'm good. I'll be civil.
Look, Edward, for me, got the assist in the first half. Could have got potentially 2 assists if it wasn't for offside. It was very narrow, debatable. in front of goal, especially in the second half, there were 1 or 2 chances where I was thinking you have to be making better decision making than that. You have to hit the ball on target. Right. But then Mateta comes on. What was it? His first or second? I don't know what touch
it was his first touch.
It was the first touch. What does it do? Smashes it into the back of the net. Smashes the corner flag. Boom. Over. So what did you think of both of their performances, removing the bias aside?
No, there's very funny. There is no bias. I will admit, I'm gonna say that people know me. I did not like Wayne Hennessy. I just didn't like him. So what he did, I had a hard time giving him credit. I like Edouard. I really do, D. I really do. I like that we're having a civil debate, but I truly believe Mateta for this system is better. I just think he's better. I don't think he's not technically better at all. Obviously, Edouard's moves are brilliant. His footwork is phenomenal. And in Scotland, he was a great finisher. Besides the Tottenham game, I haven't really seen him have that kind of great finishing. Tottenham finishes were absolutely world-class to me. They were great finishes, Came on, bang, bang, score goals. For me, Mateta, someone said before, bull in the China shop. That's why I think Philip might have made that comment. He is just physically impressive. He knows where to be. I mean, going back to the first, last year against Millwall, that ball by Olise, he's in the box with the header for that goal. The goal against Brighton, the goals against Watford. He seems to be in the right place at the right time. His goals are not ever spectacular. Yes, he does miss chances. Like he had that. It was all selfish on one of the chances earlier after he scored. But to me, Mateta just is a little bit. He fits the system better. Edouard actually played well today, especially again. He should have the assist for the Schlupp goal. It was ruled out for me unfairly, but to me, he just doesn't get in the box enough to score goals. So I'll bring back to that comparison. The Ward cross to Edouard, he misses. The Mitchell cross to Mateta, he scores. I can't really get any more deeper than that. It's simple. But again, I'm not gonna be funny. I want Edouard to do well, but he's got to start scoring soon. I would give him Oxford Tuesday, Man City next week, and then Brentford. If he doesn't score in those 3 games, it's got to be Mateta. And then he can come on and sub. I'm serious. It has to be. Give him 3 more matches.
Because that's another point. Has Edouard had the run of games? Maybe he needs to build his confidence up.
I agree.
Saw in Tottenham, like in them positions, he scored them goals. Surely there is something in this player where, in the second half, I think it was a ball. It got dragged back to him. He was in the box, but towards the edge of the box, he didn't even hit on a target like that. You need to hit on target, and I feel like the Edouard with confidence does that, and he scores that chance. That's why I feel like a run of games. We've only played 3 games this season. Let's just take a step back and look at it like that as well. And, if he plays the next 3 to 4 games, and he still misses them chances and he still has questionable decision-making, then fair enough. Right. But I feel like
give him a run. Give him a run. I agree. Give him a run.
Yeah, 100% agree. If you want to join and have your say, feel free to click on the link in the comment section. And, you can join and let us know what you thought about Edouard and Mateta if you want to talk about that as well as with the game. Ironically, Eze would work better in a higher possession side, while Gallagher works best in the low possession side since he's a pressing specialist.
That's a very good point. Good point.
I think they're both. I feel like Eze, what he's done so far this season, I think he picks up that bit that we've lost from Gallagher in terms of he's carrying a huge load right now. He's creative and he's making things look much better than it should be maybe in midfield. We maybe need another midfielder, but Eze's creativity just helping us forget about the other midfielder, because not only Eze, Doucouré as well. Should we quickly talk about Doucouré?
Oh. What a game.
We knew that he was this kind of player, but he's now that he's showing it, only 3 games as well. He's only going to get better. I still feel like he's got maybe a tiny bit better to do. He can do better. I know it's in him. It's incredible. That's what he wants as a number 6.
No, I mean, watching him today, remember you and I did the reaction video when we signed him, and I was excited. And I hadn't really seen him play a lot in France. I saw him a little bit, but he just seemed to fit the profile. And I know it's a weird comment, but the guy is press resistant. You can't press him. You press him, he turns. He makes forward passes. He drives the ball forward. I mean, today, again, he gets the ball. He's looking to progressively get the ball forward. I love that about a number 6. Most number 6s, look, they go backward and sideways. He doesn't do that. And he's got the little bit of skill. He can play there with Eze. Like, you give him the ball, you're not afraid, you can lose the ball now. You get tackled. No, if he does lose the ball, by the way, he wins it right back with the tackle. So, I mean, no, I absolutely love Doucouré. I absolutely love Shek Doucouré. Shep Doucouré. Sorry, Shek. He plays the Shek. I remember I watched the video. But nah, man, I love the way he's playing. He's just a brilliant player.
We got another caller, AJ.
No, don't let him on.
For the show.
No, don't let him on. Got an agenda.
Yeah, regular onto the show. AJ, can you hear us? Oh yeah, see, you said don't let him on. I think StreamYard heard you.
There he goes. He's unfrozen.
Yeah, there he is.
Wait, why not let me on? What's going on?
Nah, you're the man now. We're just joking, man. We're just joking.
All right,
AJ,
couple points.
what a win.
Yo, listen, what a win, man. Good weather, good day, man. Couple points. First things first, right? Don't talk to man about Edward. He's not the guy, bro.
It's still too early, bro. It's still too early. He got an assist today, by the way.
AJ's not having it. He's not having it. AJ's not having it, man.
Just don't forget that he got an assist today, and he would have got another assist if it wasn't for that very marginal offside. Like his decision making was there in the first half, anyways. In the second half, he didn't take his chances. But he's still early. Don't you think he has to play more games?
Brother, let me explain something to you. Yeah, he's got youth on his side. Cool. But facts, yeah, bro. How many chances? Unless he's in a 6-yard box, he ain't doing that. Unless he's in that 6-yard box, he's not doing anything, bro. And it's facts. I saw it today with my own 2 eyes, bro. He had a couple opportunities to go for on goal. Mateta comes on, what, 4 minutes? No, it wasn't even that long. It could have been, what, a minute he scored straight away?
It was a minute. It was 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute.
But fun and jog aside, though, bare positives today, man. The core, oh, beautiful. Eze, 10 out of 10. Anderson, Gay, solid. Mitchell, solid. Yeah, man, that was such a good game, bro. Like and I was so happy to see Gerard mudded, bro. I'm gonna be honest. I was so happy to see Gerard mudded, bro. I can't stand that guy. Remember I said last week, Patrick, when I said about Gerard?
Yeah, I remember.
Bro, the guy's a fraud. That's what happens when you come against a Premier League manager that knows how to win and knows how to win the Premier League.
Ooh.
You see what I'm saying? I'm getting my passport ready for Europe next year, bro. Come on.
I don't get carried away. Take it.
Conference League, bro.
Come on. I'll be there right there. I'm with you, AJ. I'm with you, brother.
Listen.
I'm with you as well in theory, but I'm taking it game at a time. Because when you look at it, you know, if you get carried away, if you say we're Europe and this, boy, it really takes us that one game for 2 players to go get injured and everything to go wrong. I'm taking a game at a time, but so far, AJ, there's been positives in terms of the type of football that we're playing in comparison to last season. We're getting the goals and we're getting the result as well. Surely that must be something that you've noticed. If I'm comparing this game to Villa to last game that we faced in last season.
I think if you look at it, right, you look at players like I think Eze's the prime example of how it is improving. We took our time with him last year. I know we got a lot of very impatient with him.
Yeah.
But then we took our time with him. The first couple of games, he's getting up to speed. He's getting better. And even me and the guy I sit next to said today, man, he's every week he's just looking better and better. And the team collectively are looking better and better. I do think poor preparation definitely played its part to the first game or two, but from the Liverpool result, bro, I've seen enough enough to be hella confident. Yeah, man. Do you know what? That was a good. And it made it worse. I got in the stadium late. You know, I was fuming. I actually missed the first 2 goals. That's how mad it is. I missed the first 2.
First 2. Hold up. Oh.
So I missed.
You got like 10,
so I missed Watkins, and I missed Zaha's goal. By that time I come in and sit down, everyone's like, "Hey, you missed it, bro." I was thinking, "Rush, I get up and go home," but nah, man, it was like, bro, I'm a happy guy, man. They put me in the Palace, put me in a good mood for the weekend.
Exactly. And what do you think about Wilf? Yeah. What do you think about Wilf today? He 2 goals once again, high in confidence. Last year of his contract, he seemed like he's not bothered. He seemed like he's last season he was great as well, but. Just like Eze, he's playing with, like, he's not caring. He's not thinking about his actions. He's just playing the game of football, playing with the love of the game of football. And today, another 2 goals. Where do you think is the limit for him? How many goals do you think he can score this season? Only 3 games, but there's been so many positives from them 3 games against hard oppositions.
Remember, he didn't finish a million miles away from the, I mean, it's a bit ambitious, but he didn't finish a million miles away from the Golden Boot last year. What was he, 5th in the goal scoring charts or whatever? I mean, I think the thing is, he's finally got a team and a manager that works for him. Like at half time, it was like actually just before half time, Dee, you was there, yeah?
Yeah.
So he was getting rattled, like he was getting frustrated. I could see him getting pissed off. Matty Cash and McGinn were doing a number on him. He was getting kicked down all over the place. But in the second half, which one thing I do like is the temperament can be controlled by the manager. He's finally got a manager that can stand on top of him and say, hey, listen, do as I say, essentially. Not in a bit much more relaxed environment and much more relaxed way of saying it. He's able, like, even when he was coming out in the second half, you could see he had his arm over his shoulder and he was talking to him and telling him whatever it is he needed to tell him. And he just absolutely turned it on. It was like watching five-a-side against your mates that play semi-pro football. It was a madness. Like Eze and Zaha in the second half, we just dominated and controlled the game. If we were better with our finishing today, I promise you, we could have finished that game 6-1 up. It was a madness. I would have liked to see us take him on. But Wilf, sky's the limit for him. I think, first and foremost, he needs to sign the thing. He needs to sign the team for sure.
Do it, Wilf. Come on,
bro.
Let's go, man.
Like,
we need you in Europe. We need you in Europe.
They can't love you like we can, bro. Like they can't do it. Like you won't be loved anywhere else, bro. Sign the team. But essentially, I mean, what's he already on? He's got to be on what, 3-4 goals already?
I'm telling you guys now. Wait, I've got it right now. The top goal scorers: Rodrigo 3, Zaha 3, Mitrovic 3. He's leading goal scorer in the Premier League right now. Joint top scorer.
Avoiding the injuries, and I don't think he's going to hit it like a form. I think he's just got the perfect team and manager. And if we do go in the market and bring in a couple more, boy, that's the sky's limit for that one.
Yeah.
And the thing is, even when he got subbed off today, I'm not sitting there panicking and thinking, raw, like there is a team capable of winning without him or being competitive without him anyway. So he does have something to worry about. He has a manager that can actually, he idolizes and he respects. 100%. Because let's say, bro, you know he loves the Arsenal. I know he loves the Arsenal.
Exactly.
So for him to be able to turn around to Patrick Vieira and be like, he's not going to square up to him. He's not going to go cross the line with him. I think the beauty of today's performance was we were able to look at the frustrations he had and he was able to channel that into his performance today. Because I don't know if you spotted it, but within the first half, Cash took him out and he got rattled. And he was like pointing at him, going, right, watch. And I'm thinking, shit, he's going to get himself into a madness. However, he got up, he channeled it correctly. Vieira just gave him said whatever he needs to say to him. And he was able to then just turn that into something positive. And he was a man. He's playing out of his skin right now, man. Just get him to sign the thing, and we can all be nice.
Right.
I think he will, and the reason why I do is not because of the great football that we're playing. That's a bonus, but everything put together. As you said, the fans is all great and stuff, but the manager's so important. They're with him basically all week, and every clip that you look at between Wilf and Patrick Vieira, it's a great point that you mentioned. It's a manager that he respects.
100%. Yeah.
Like we see the jokes as well. Oh, what Wilf is listening to? He never listens to me. Like that's the manager joking around with Wilf, etc. They've got that chemistry, and Wilf is at that age right now where if he leaves to a bigger club, and if he's not playing, if he's on the bench, that could be his career done. There's no point of risking that right now. Whereas before, the reward was greater than the risk. Because at Palace, we weren't doing anything. We weren't trying to achieve anything as a football club. We had a manager that wasn't inspiring. But right now, there's more of a reward that's staying at Palace than moving to a bigger club. You got a manager that respects you. The fans always love you regardless. And we're playing some good football and trying to get good results. The reward is as great as it ever has been for Wilf to stay at Palace. I have not seen a period of Palace where Wilf leaving could be more damaging than him staying. Right now, that's how I feel. I feel like it can't get better than this, really. With a manager like this, with players around you that are quality as well. So that's how I see it. But AJ, just looking ahead to the next game against City, we got a win last time around. It's going to be difficult this time around. But based on today's performances, did you make any changes? Would you go back to the back five against Liverpool? Because that seemed to work well in terms of limited spaces.
Well, it depends what he does against Oxford. Because obviously we got to worry about that on Tuesday. And I stand by it, bro. I want that League Cup. I want it. And I want it back.
Yes.
I want it as well. I think everyone would love it.
Bro, it's trophy time.
Trophy, any trophy.
It's trophy time. I can't go on like this, man. Trophy time. But depending on what he does, I would actually I'd say go with the back five. Do what he did against Liverpool.
I agree.
Back five, counter attack. At the end of the day, City are we're a bit of a bogey team for City anyway. We've been a bogey team for City for a couple of years now. So there is a chance we could snatch something from it. If we lose, I mean, to be fair, if Haaland bangs a hat trick, who's going to get mad? Like,
Exactly.
but then at the same time, it's a hard one, you know, because that's the kind of game I would have probably said maybe Anderson can do some skullduggery against Haaland, hopefully.
But he's seen it already now. Yeah,
he might be onto it. And exactly. He's different to Neguez because he's used to it, innit? Like he's had it in Germany.
In Germany, exactly.
I don't know, man. Man City's gonna be. I'm gonna look at Man City like I look at Liverpool. It'll be a bonus because the points that we picked up already, I'm more than happy with what I'm seeing. That was
massive. Exactly. The 4 points we have on the board is massive to have that.
But the fact that we was able to sneak the point against Liverpool, I was a bit disappointed they did not get a point against Arsenal, but they're on some different wavelength. We got the 3 points today, and then what? Who we got after Brentford home, innit?
Brentford home, Brentford home.
Yeah, man. I'd push for a counter attack. We play 5 at the back. I'd start Richards. I'm not on this Ward centre back business. Sorry, I'm just not biting.
You speak to Patrick. You speak to Patrick about that because I'm not.
No. Wait. I have no point Ward at right back. I'm with him. I'm with Richards. I told you I'm a big Richards fan. I think next week definitely start Richard at centre half, and I put Ward at right back if you want to. But I would definitely. I'm all over Richards starting next week. Definitely, I'm with you.
Nah, because I think City will do us for pace, speed. They'll attack us. They'll do a madness. So I think you have to go with Richards, and then you have to go with Klein at right back. If we don't get in a certain South East London,
don't. He wouldn't play next week anyway. So don't worry.
What happened?
You're not having Spider-Man, no?
Wan-Bissaka coming back. He wouldn't play next week anyway.
Oh yeah, that'll be lovely.
Too soon for that. Nah, he couldn't.
No.
Confidence is shot, man. You can't go against Man City first. Come on, man.
Patrick, he doesn't even. If you don't have to leave the city, we can just meet him up there, man. Don't worry about it, man.
Yeah, man. That's your only good point. We can meet him up there. You're right about that.
You can just drive down the road, exactly, and just get started, put someone in his pocket. But AJ, just quickly, do you touch on the Oxford game in itself? I think it's massive for us. It's bigger than what the neutral would think. We're talking about Palace versus Oxford, but we're talking about Palace in a cup competition where the big teams, of course, they do take it seriously. But with the Champions League games and Europa League games, at times you could get lucky with one of the big teams potentially focusing on a bigger tournament, even though they've got the depth to it. Well, how do you think we'll line up? Do you think Patrick Vieira will make lots of changes, or do you think he'll carry on majority of the players from this game to the Oxford game? Because realistically, we don't need all these players to play, but ideally you want your best players as well. So it's finding that fine balance between both of them. What would you do?
There's a couple of players that are overdue a start. So I mean, Oxford are not going to roll over for us. Like that's inevitable. I'd like to see Malcolm start. I'd like to see Elise start just to get up to match fitness. Richards, I'd like to see.
Johnston.
I'd like to see Hughes actually. I thought he looked all right when he came on. He scored
two.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, he had a great chance.
It's all vibes now that we won 3-1, but boy,
exactly. But if only.
Boy, a lot of what ifs. I'd like to see Plange play. You know, he's looked quality in preseason.
You're scaring me now. You're scaring me a bit because
that would be the kind of level I could anticipate him doing a bit of a madness against. I can imagine him giving Oxford a few headaches. At the same time, you got to have Man City in the back of your head because we're not going City to roll over. I know that for a fact, and I don't think Patrick Vieira would have that anyway. But there's a couple players that I'd like to see get starts, or at least bring on the subs. I want to see Malcolm play. He's probably going to play IU since he loves him so goddamn much.
There's a lot of players you mentioned, AJ. So what, would you make a lot of changes? I'm seeing a lot. I'm hearing Plange.
Hang on, who did I say? I said Malcolm. That's what Malcolm in for. I'd actually play Malcolm in Will's position, put him left wing. I'd put Plange up front. I'd actually play Elise, so that's a threat already. Midfield, I'd go Hughes. Oh God, who am I going to play in midfield? I'd go Hughes, Luca. I'd actually stick with Decore just based on keeping the consistency in there, but I don't know. Maybe play him for like an hour. Defense, I'm going Ward, Tompkins, Richards.
I believe.
You'd have to probably go with Klein, I guess, because You can't afford to be risking Mitchell against silly games like that. And then I'd probably go Johnson in goal.
It's a lot of changes. That's a lot of changes. But today you mentioned one player that you would start, and a player that no one has really talked about, and that's Luka Milivojevic. We've criticized him a lot. We've said we have to move on from him. But what have you made of his performances, especially coming off the bench? Because I feel like he's been solid contribution. Yeah, he looks solid, and I haven't seen Luka look out of place. Do you think that is his role going forward? Do you think he has that role in this side now? Because lots of people
it depends. It depends, because the thing is, Luka Modric is not the kind of Modric.
Luka Modric.
He's the kind of player.
I wish we had Modric. I wish we had Modric, mate. Bloody hell, that'd be brilliant. What a point is that? Man,
them Spanish teams need to balance the books. The Spanish teams need to balance the books. You never know.
He has been playing great, but I don't think he's Luka Modric level yet.
Listen, the Vieira pool is crazy. You never know, bruv. But in terms of Luka, he's been solid. The past couple of games he's come on for, and I've seen him. Even the guys sitting around me have been like, Rod, you know what? He's been... The thing is, we don't know what his mentality is. So we don't know if he's the kind of person that's going to burst in the manager's office and be kicking off about stuff. We don't know. And because he's been club captain, he understands the club. He's loved here, or he's been loved here. And then because of his age, he might be a common sense man. It's hard because his personality is not the kind of type that he's on social media and he's mouthing off. You don't know. But if he's happy to take that role, because the games that he's come on and we need him to come in, scramble, dig in. He's been not pulling tackles. He's been pretty solid, whipping the ball up when he needs to. Kept it calm. He can take the armband if need be in the last sort of 10, 15 minutes of the game. And while we are still buying and building, I would pretty much be happy for him to play, you know. Do you know who I'd like to see actually come Tuesday? I know I've been speaking about a lot of changes. Phillips. Only because of what I saw in preseason.
Yeah.
Killian Phillips looked solid. And that would be
shout, you know, that's a decent shot. That's an out of the left field shot. I like that one.
Yeah, he looks good, and I've seen him in a couple of reserve games this year. But Luka, I've been impressed with what I've seen, and if he's happy to keep that role, stick with it. It just depends on what his mentality is and what the manager's telling him, because we don't know what the manager's telling him. We don't know what kind of promises are being made. We don't know what kind of agreements, because he's in his last year, isn't he? So we can't keep him like that forever. If he's happy to take that role for the rest of the season, cool. I'll be happy with it. And then when we do get the odd injury, he might have to just slot in and we might have to just bite the bullet a little bit. But I can't scapegoat him to this season so far, the first 3 games. He's actually come on and done a job.
Yeah, 100% agree. Look, AJ, pleasure having you on, bro. Always great speaking.
Pleasure, bro.
Hopefully, we'll talk about the Oxford win or the City win. I don't know if you'll come on for the Oxford game, but hopefully we'll talk about another win or at least a point against Man City when you do come on next time around. Take care, bro. Yeah,
bro, I'll be around, bro. Take it easy.
All right, man. Peace.
I think there's a comment here, Patrick, and it's a very good comment that sometimes that we don't realize about footballers and we ignore.
Luka.
They are humans at the end of the day. And
I mentioned this last year. I remember it last year. I remember.
His father did pass away, and of course people
during COVID
look at they exactly, and people they have different levels of grief. Some people are quicker to get over it. Some people take a while, but it seems like Luka, wherever it was, maybe it might be in the break. It might be taking him a while to get over that.
Right.
He might have struggled mentally about it, and this season he seemed like he has a confidence. He knows his role in this side, and I feel like that's why he has looked good. But then again, you're gonna have people who don't agree with Luka, and that's fair. Right. It's a game of opinions. It's a game of opinions.
But Dee,
Luka isn't what we need anymore. That's what
along the same lines, I want to get your opinion and think about. Remember last year, Arsenal, Brighton, Vieira subs at late in matches. We kind of had comments about Liverpool, and now today, I think he's done a great job. I think every sub he's made the last 2 matches have been spot on, gotten the job done. Of course, Mateta scored today, which is an aberration. Don't usually get scoring, but I thought Hughes did great. Hughes was really good for the 8 minutes he was on. Yeah. Luka did a solid job. Richard was solid as per. I mean, Elise came on and showed some stuff today, and obviously against Liverpool again. So we've got to give credit to Vieira. He's really, really starting to get the experience that we want to see and making it really crucial, lineup changes or sub changes. He's done a really good job. I thought today the subs are spot on again today.
Even Wilf, like subbing off Wilf towards the end of the game. It's something small like that, but we didn't need Wilf on the pitch, No. It's first of all, we're risking an injury or another card.
Target,
so
right.
it was smart. It was smart. And there are other players to step up. So small things like that, just it adds up as well. So that was great from Vieira. Look, today we got it right. We got it right. We wanted it more. Vieira up the players tactically. We got it right. And I feel like we deserve the win. And we could have scored more goals. We could have. Jack is saying Wilf is looking dangerous now. He might be coming into his prime despite his age. He's coming from an Arsenal fan.
Yeah, cheers for that.
I think he is in his prime. I think based on what we saw last season and this season, it's now time for Wilf to kick on, and he's kicking on. And that comes with confidence from the manager on and off the pitch, because it seems like there's great working connection between the two, between Wilf and Vieira and itself.
Combination between the two of them.
Yeah,
I agree.
Patrick says, Patrick, when does Richard starts, he looks good with the ball on his feet. So, Patrick, me and you've actually debated this many times. Personally, for me, I don't see Richard starting unless he start with
I said
5.
25 appearances. He already got 2 out of 3.
Yeah, that when he came off for 1 or 2 minutes.
On the back, it's going to say, I want on the back of the shirt, it's going to say Richard's on the back when you get it for me, by the way. Richard's on the back.
For people don't know, me and Patrick have made a bet that I said that Richards won't have 25 appearances this season. Patrick saying he would have 25 appearances.
At least 25.
Patrick, when he did come on for a minute or two, I was like, come on,
it counts. An appearance, mate. I'm sorry. You get paid appearance fee.
I was like, come on, man. I was like, are you taking a piss with Vieira? Like 1 minute.
But he'll play. He'll play Tuesday. He'll play Tuesday.
So do you think it's going to be cup games for him? Because for me, I don't see him starting league games, in all honesty, unless we play with the back 5, which maybe against City.
Exactly.
So would he start him against City? Because it seemed like Vieira slowly integrating him into the system. He come on against Liverpool as well. He didn't start. He came on in this game. Do you think if he starts against Oxford and then gets that maybe 90 or 70 minutes there?
I can see him starting both the next 2 matches, honestly, in a back 4 on Tuesday and in a back 5 on Saturday. I can see it. Because again, if you know anything about the kid, I know a little bit about him because I'm in America. I'm very lucky to be able to see him when he grew up, and I know him in the national team. He's a quality player. The key has been the injuries. And he's a centre-half, Guy. It's a World Cup year. American centre-half right now are either not great form or they're injured. He's got a great chance to start, not just make the squad, to start at the World Cup against who? England. So I'm telling you, he's up for it. So I really think he's gonna play a lot more than people think this year.
You mentioned England, and just remind me of something. Eze,
right?
Surely Southgate should be looking at him with the confidence that he's got. Do you think it's too early? Do you think he can't make
the
it?
Problem is,
see more of Eze.
There are no friendlies, buddy. There are no friendlies. There are no games from the play. The friendlies are going to be the what they call that new thing they have, whatever it's called. What's the new tournament they have? Whatever that's called. The
Nations League.
The Nations League, right? Which England are out of because they played like crap the first 3 matches. They could probably get for that. I think the best shot of England for Palace is going to be Mark Gahey. Gahey has to be on that. Has to be on the plane. Mitchell. It depends how left backs in England, how Creswell and them come up. Not Creswell. How. Say again?
Was it him? It was him, right? With this,
it was a brilliant ball from Mateta's goal.
Great assist.
Yeah, so I think Gahey had the best chance. Mitchell maybe, but again, the problem is honestly it's timing. You know, it being a winter, him not playing for a top club. Yes, he got in the squad the last time, but there's no matches to kind of see them in. Southgate's he's old fashioned, mate. He's gonna go with who he knows. That's why Maguire's gonna be there. Maguire could get sold to Chelsea and he'll be captain, and it's gonna be talk about England, man.
If Eze was playing like he was now at the start of last season, he was injured. Not Arsenal. I don't even think Arsenal. Maybe potentially, but I just think there's not enough games. Like the World Cup being in December, and as you mentioned, there isn't enough games with England. I just don't see him putting him in like without getting any caps before.
Unless someone has an injury, it's not likely to happen.
Yeah, unless someone has an injury, but there's also more spaces going into the World Cup, so they've extended the amount of players who goes. Maybe 1 or 2, but then again, there's also players like Maddison, who's played for England previously, who hasn't been in the squads, which can be. Right. So I think it's too early for Eze to be in the England squad. But going forward, if he continues this, he will. He should.
I have an idea.
What?
He could have Conor Gallagher's spot. Conor was in the last squad. I was thinking that he ain't playing anymore. So
I was thinking that during the game, but then again with the Kante injury, maybe he might play. But if he ain't playing, then that would be funny, wouldn't it? If Gallagher went back to Chelsea.
And the irony, if you got Gallagher's spot, oh my goodness.
That would, but still, then again, we're asking for an awful lot. Tristan says Hughes is our Bergkamp, and there was a question that Nick asked. Are we on the way to be the best Palace team you've seen? So I haven't been on this earth for as long as you have. You've seen different teams. So for you, in terms of this Palace teams compared to the ones in the past, where do you compare it to so far? Look, 3 games. I always say 3 games because it is 3 games. But where do you compare the Vieira era to the other managers' eras?
So the best team that I've seen, and Nick's probably seen the same team, 79-80 team was brilliant, and got promoted from the 2nd division to the 1st division, and was called the team of the 80s, Kenny Sanson, Vince Allaire, those guys. And then the team of the 90s with Mark Bright, Ian Wright, got to the finals of the FA Cup. Those are the best 2 teams I've seen. Now, the quality of football for that second team wasn't great under Bright, but it was 90s football. Get the ball to the wings, cross it in, score goals, very direct. The 79-80 team played a lot more possession, Jay Murphy, etc. But it's getting there, D. I'll tell you right now, it's the best football I've ever seen, like pure footballing standards, skill level, whatever, creativity, best. But it's not the best Palace team yet, but it's early days, and I am very enthusiastic about it so far, very much.
So Robert asks, does Richards have a chance to start games at right back? So Patrick, you don't agree. That's why, for me, he doesn't start games, because if he's going to start somewhere, I can see him starting right back, because that's the area where we need to improve. But then if he's not right back, I just don't see him starting ahead of Anderson and Gay when we're playing.
3 reasons why.
Go ahead.
3 reasons why. Nathaniel Klein, Joe Ward, and Wan-Bissaka. There'll be no way to play right back. There's no chance. If we get Wan-Bissaka, there's no chance. Mate, I'm telling you, he's going to play as a third centre-half, and/or if Anderson or Gay out of form or injured, he'll play. Won't miss a beat. There's no way he plays the right back, barring, like I said, last bit of a game like last week, we're up by, we're trying to get a point, we're away, and then, Mitchell gets injured or Klein gets a cramp. He's not playing right back. Guys, he's not playing right back for Palace. He's not. He's just not going to do it. He's just not.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait to see Wan-Bissaka. I know, Patrick, you're not a massive fan. Whoa, you're rubbing your hands, whereas you've been arguing with me for the last week or two saying we don't need him, we don't want him or whatever.
I know.
Wan-Bissaka I think he's going to improve us. He improves us straight away.
Right.
Even though we need to strengthen other areas, I understand that. But if Wan-Bissaka is available for £10 million,
and that's nothing. D, we're going to double it up in the bet. Or not a separate bet. If he comes for 10 million, I'll buy you a shirt. It'll be.
I'm gonna be homeless.
There's no chance. How many bets
you want to do with me?
There's no chance you're gonna sell up at 50 and give him back to the same team for 10 million.
We're talking about Man United. Patrick.
I don't
We're
care.
Talking about Man United.
No.
Have you not seen all the transfer
they're not even that stupid. They're not that. No.
Are you sure?
No chance for 10. Not for 10. Minimum 15. Probably 20. They're not stupid. They're not. 10 million.
They are.
50.
They are. That's the point. They are.
No. It's all jokes and funny now because they're in the mud right now. But United are not that stupid. That's embarrassing. Sell the same player back to it clean for $40 million loss. Come on, it's not happening. No chance, man. That is too funny. Seriously. Hey,
we got another call.
Long time no here.
Ahmed, thank you for coming back on the show. How you doing?
I'm doing good, guys. What about you? How are you doing?
Yeah, we're doing fantastic. What do you make of the result?
Pretty decent, to be honest. I enjoyed the game, to be honest. For once, after the first game, and yes, the second week was good enough, but this one was the fact that somewhere around we can see that there is a particular process, means leaving Kouyaté out, means allowing him to go, and no Gallagher and all. Somewhere around now we can see that progress, to be honest.
Yeah, what did you make of the combination down the left-hand side, in particular between Eze, Wilf, and Mitchell? Especially Eze. We've seen him towards the end of last season, but this season, even in pre-season, he's looked fantastic. And once again, he absolutely battered Villa. They couldn't contain him.
To be honest, I liked him much more in the previous game versus the likes of Liverpool. But in this game, yes, it was. And to be honest, while I was looking at the Villa team, and I had seen their first game itself in the very first game week against Bournemouth, and even the second game versus Everton, and when I saw the performances they were putting in, I was pretty skeptical about their defense. And the moment I saw that, it means, yes, you can say that we played very well, we deserve it, but somewhere around, I would like to see a much more consistent performance from Eze over a period of, let's say, 10-15 games. Then I'll be saying that, yes, he's back to his best.
Yeah, fair comment. Look, as I keep saying, the three games, we haven't seen that much from Eze. But in terms of the goals in itself, we've got 2 goals from Wilf. He's one of the top goal scorers in the Premier League still early in the season. In terms of your expectation this season, how many goals do you think Wilf can score?
I am hoping he gets to hit at least, he goes above the 15 mark for sure. And to be honest, rather than the goals for Wilf, I would like this team to be much more progressive in terms of the current Premier League table. We should be going for the 7th and 6th place, to be honest, because at this present moment we are better. Yes, if we can get one more thing, I've heard that if we can get Ismail Sarr, the Watford guy, if we can get him, because I've been hearing reports that it's between us and Villa, and if we can get him, I think that it will give another dimension to the attack as well. So this will allow us to fight at different fronts, to be honest.
Ahmed, where does Sarr play? Sarr plays on the right. Where is he going to play? We already have Elise, Eboué, and of course Ayew. Where would you play him? Put him on the left hand side? You can't play over Wilf.
Yeah, but the matter of fact is that, yes, you are seeing the fact that Eze is there, but we haven't seen Eze being consistent, to be honest. So Sarr can basically play on the right hand side. He can also play down as a number 10. So that's what I see in him, because he cuts in from the right hand side, moves, takes it on his left foot. Yes, Olise is there, but the matter of fact is his injury, and yes, you said about Aviobi, but the amount of time he requires to reach the peak and, let's say, just hit the ground running in the Premier League. Let's take an example. The previous season itself, Olise was given least amount of chances by Vieira, because he took his own sweet time. He made him come into the Premier League, and now we know what the player he is.
Right.
Yeah.
My thing again, Ahmed, the problem I have with him is that he was relegated twice with Watford. Last year, he checked out. He just gave up at the end of the season. They were going down. He didn't really care. Him and Emmanuel Dennis just kind of stopped playing. I don't want to play like that. I know that he's Senegalese, so there's a Vieira attachment, but I just don't think Sarr adds enough for me to take that risk on that amount of money, especially when they're quoting, 25, 30 million for him. I don't think he's worth it, but I respect your opinion on that one.
Yeah, you could say that. I agree with that, Patrick. But the matter of fact is, the way we are playing now, and if you see the teams, let's say the bottom half, leave the top 6. You can add Manu in that also. The matter of fact that we could even escalate, we could go above Manu today. So the matter of fact, in simple words, to be honest, is the fact that if you see the likes of West Ham, if you see somewhere on Leicester is going down, they're not performing well, we have that chance. Why not take it? Go for it. Let's go for it. Let's go and try to get that 7th place. We can get it.
Look, we can. We just have to be consistent. I think that's the most important thing. Ahmed, you mentioned about Eze being consistent. I think we need to be consistent as a team. It's been a positive start so far, getting a point at Anfield and getting 3 points against Villa at home. But that is what should be expected at this point. We're not in the first season. We need to improve, and we are improving. For me personally, I don't think we need Sarr. Sarr would only make sense if Wilf was to leave, but Wilf ain't leaving so far, as far as we know. So right now, I don't think spending around 27 to 30 million pounds, which is what they rumored to be wanting for Sarr, is sensible business. And I don't think Palace will do that, because they understand that other positions should be priority. But Ahmed, looking ahead to the next game against Oxford, before the actual league game against Manchester City, which I actually forgot about sometime throughout the show. Would you make any changes, and how are you feeling based on that game? It's massive. It's League Cup. I know it's not the greatest of cups, but would love to win a trophy this season, whatever it is.
Yes, you could say that, but the matter of fact, I feel that I want to see the youngsters being given a chance. Iwobi, somewhere in Rakisaki, I would like those guys to just get a chance. Let's see if they can bring out something which changed my perspective in terms of, let's say, we don't require Sarr, like you guys said. So if we don't require Sarr, we need somebody, because if at this present moment, it's all been Zaha. Yes, Eze has done that part where he has been pretty good, but unless and until he gets the final third, he gets those goals and assists coming in on a regular basis, it will be again the same thing. Because unlike last season where we had Gallagher, who used to do that part, who used to help out, now it's again come down to Zaha, as you can see in the past 3 games itself.
Yeah. Look, Ahmed, thank you for coming on to the show. Always a pleasure speaking to you, and hope to see you again soon.
Thanks a lot, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.
Take care, man. Thanks, buddy, for checking in. Appreciate it.
We got Henry as well on the line. Henry, great win. What would you like to say?
Yeah, fantastic win. Really big win as well. Apologies if you can't hear me too well. I'm on the train.
No, I can hear you. We can hear you. It's fine.
Yeah, so I just thought the way we played today when we went 1-0 down was really good. Like, you know, I think it sort of highlights a difference from last season. So sometimes when we went 1-0 down, but I thought we showed great character to come back, and just once we got that goal, I just felt the shift, and I think that, like, it was pretty convincing from that point, really.
Yeah, in terms of the players in itself, there's a lot of players that stood out today. Decore, Eze, Wilfried Zaha as well.
Yeah.
Which one stood out the most for you?
I mean, Wilf was excellent, of course. Decore was immense, I thought, just like against Liverpool. But Eze is just different gravy, isn't he? Like, I just love watching him play. It just when you have that kind of a player, it makes you fall in love with football again. And I think our attack is really starting to link up well. And you know, I think on our day we can obviously beat anyone, but today was a really big win. You know, because now we've got 4 points in 3 games. We've got obviously one result of each outcome so far. So it was a big win, you know, ahead of the City game.
And it's a massive confidence boost. Even before the City game, we got Oxford. So with the Oxford game, how are you thinking how Vieira would approach that one? Do you think there'll be many changes, or do you think we'll play a strong side like we did today?
Probably, I'd say there'll be a few changes. Yeah, I probably like Klein might play, but I think we'll still see a few players that played today as well, because I think he wants to take it seriously and try and win a trophy, or, you know, go on a run like we saw last year with the FA Cup. I think the League Cup last year, we weren't really ready for it. You know, Vieira was still figuring out the team and how it plays and all that sort of stuff. So I think we're better prepared for it, and I do expect us to beat Oxford. So fingers crossed.
We all expect it, but this is football. It's not going to be as straightforward. We need to be on our game. We need to take it seriously, and we need to make sure we bring the game to them, because they're going to be up for it. It's a Premier League team for them, so they're going to want to perform 11 out of 10, and we have to be ready for that. But look, Henry, thank you for coming on. Always a pleasure talking to you, and hope to see you again soon.
Mate. Thank you.
See you. That was Henry. Patrick, and there's a comment here which someone we haven't spoken about today. Joachim Andersen, because we're talking about goals and all of that. But Joachim Andersen, if you talk about defense, Jason said has been a steal of a signing. His long passing is a weapon that teams have to prepare for, and not many centre halves, not so many centre backs do teams have to game plan. For me, Patrick, Joachim Andersen was always great on the ball. But I think what elevated Joachim Andersen's game is that he's gotten better defensively. I remember last season we were talking about, well, he's played for Crystal Palace. You're going to get a centre half that's maybe good on the ball and won't be as good defensively.
Right.
But Joachim Andersen has proven us wrong in terms of he can contribute defensively as well as he can contribute going forward. And once again, Joachim Andersen was key. He had lots of diagonal balls. He looked composed at the back. He stepped into the midfield when he had to. Great performance from him, and I don't know how much better he can get, because now he's doing the defensive duties and the attacking duties. He's only getting better. To compare Joachim Andersen, how much he's improved, look at the first game last season and look at how he's playing in today, or even against Arsenal, or even against Liverpool. He's improved massively over the past year.
Yeah, his passing is a weapon again. He must have pinged 2 or 3 balls out from his position out to the left. To Ayew and or Zaha. But you're right, Dee. What's impressed me was defensive, and then what was the best part was Monday against Liverpool. I mean, you know, they had the isolation where he showed how he wound up Nunez, and people make fun of him, whatever, but I think he's a decent striker, and I thought he did a great job. And again, for him to do that shows you the quality that he's got, that dark arts part about him, and he can defend. Now, he probably won't play Tuesday. Hope he doesn't, actually, by the way, but you know, Saturday against Holland's a different kettle of fish. it's going to be a very interesting to see him going again. I'm guessing it's him. He's a little bigger than Gay. He won't put a Gay here on Haaland. So it'll be interesting to see him against Haaland on the weekend. But like I said, and you said, he's really come on. He's a leader now. He's playing really well. So bad what happened to him with the social media stuff, with people, making those ridiculous comments towards him. But he's playing really well. And you know what? I hope he continues to play as well as he's been playing.
And it's good to see him doing well as well, because he received a lot of awful abuse after that Nunes red card from so-called Liverpool fans. I think Jurgen Klopp called out on them Liverpool fans, saying
which
that
was great for him to do that, by the way.
Which was great, exactly. Yeah. And it was just beyond ridiculous, like getting death threats, talking about family.
It's football. It's football. Come on.
It's football. It's football. And also, like, he didn't even do anything wrong. Like, it was your player literally headbutted Joachim Andersen, and you're getting mad at our player for being
winding him up, and getting headbutted, right.
Get frustrated at your own player for losing his head. It's not Joachim Andersen's fault that he received the headbutt from Nunes. It's not like he told him. It's not like he controlled him.
I agree with you, my friend. I agree.
But it's good to see that he had his head high going into this game, and it seemed like it didn't really impact him based on today's performance.
I agree. He actually, he played really well considering all the stuff he had going on outside of the game the whole week. He played really again, a solid game by Andersen today. Solid.
Yeah. We'll wrap it up soon. Patrick saying transfer guys. We'll make a different show for transfers to talk about them in more detail. But Patrick, quickly, I think today it doesn't look like we need any major transfers because everyone played a role significantly. But for you, it's the midfield, ain't it, that you want improvement?
Yeah. For me, one or two midfielders, or one or two a midfielder and attacking player. Again, I'm not against getting Wan-Bissaka back. I think we have better priorities or bigger priorities than him. I think a midfielder that can play a different role than Luka, Hughes, or Schlupp, and then an attacking player like maybe that Semenyo kid from Bristol City, who can kind of play out wide and central. I understand the Sarr comment, but again, I'm not having Sarr, because Sarr to me is pigeonholed to playing. He's a right winger. Yes, he can play left side, but he's pigeonholed on the right wing. My biggest fear is that if he comes in, we're going to sell Wilf. I don't want to see that happen. You know what I mean? So I don't want Sarr. So like I said, a midfielder and a wide / striker or forward, very happy with it. Again, if Wan-Bissaka is the third player that comes in on loan, or we buy him for cheap, not 10 million, I lose the shirt, but more than 10 million, then I'm good.
Wait, we didn't do that.
We didn't. It's not official. It's not official.
Yeah, I didn't agree on that. Chris Richards,
I know you didn't agree.
But Vieira can't do me dirty like that. Bring him on in like the 90-minute play. Like 30
love
seconds.
it, man. Love it. I've been texting him just with my text. I love it. Reading my text. I love it.
So Jason agrees. He watches the show and is like,
he watches my show. Yeah.
No offense to Schlupp, but he's the player that most need a replacement in midfield. I think many people will agree with Jason. Midfield and Jeffrey Schlupp.
He's the best option now, but not long term. I agree.
I think Schlupp, regardless, even if he does get replaced, I think he still contributes to the side coming off the bench.
100%. 100%. So he scored goals off the bench before, so definitely.
He even scored today, funny enough. People talk about
he scored. Yeah.
Whoa, he didn't count.
And Edward had 2 assists. Yeah, you're right. And Edward had 2
exactly. Assists. What a day. Edward had 2 assists. Jeffrey Schlupp scored a goal. And people want them replaced. Felix said Gyro needs to start on a cup game. Just quickly about Gyro, he wasn't even on the bench today.
Right. That has to be answered.
That is not a good look.
Okay, so it has to be something not football. You're not going to put 2 keepers on the bench. Or plunge. It's got to be a sickness. It can't. Listen, people want to say he's gone, but it can't. It's got to be a reason. There's no way you put Whitworth on the bench when you had a plunge and Gyro maybe, but plunge too now. Something going on. So I don't think it's anything that he's out the door. He's getting sore. I think something might pick up a little illness. There's no way he's putting in them for that. That's weird today. Very weird today.
Yeah, I didn't understand that as well, but no one's really going to be talking about Gyro after 3-1.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Exactly. Just last few comments before we move on to quickly talk about Man City and wrap it up. Jason says, let Villa spend 30 million on Sarr.
I agree.
Most of the fans I saw online thought Anderson did nothing wrong. Exactly. It's a minority. Look, you have minority.
They have loud voice. Exactly.
You have the minority at Palace that sometimes says silly things. Like Patrick said, Edward is better than
Facts. 1 goal versus no goals. Facts today. 1 goal versus no goals scored.
Exactly. Schlupp scored, says Nick. So Patrick, looking ahead to the next game against Oxford, not against City. We have to win that game. We have to win that game for momentum, for confidence, and also for something to look forward to during the season. Of course, we want to finish in the spots, but we want to win something. Oxford game is massive for me. I feel like we need to take it seriously. Don't sleep on Oxford. I don't know how well they're doing in League One. I think they're in.
I'll tell you, they're
going to bring it to us.
They're 19th, and they got a draw today. I had to look it up before. That's when little facts go with me. So they're not playing great. They're not doing well. They had a draw today, but I'm with you, D. It's an away match, lower league. I like what AJ said about changes. I don't want to make too many. I'll make 3 or 4. I don't know if I want to make 7, 8 changes. I'm a little worried about, I want to. How about we get on top of them and then bring on 5 subs? You know what I mean? So and then get guys to rest. But I'm not with you. We've got to have a cup run in the League Cup. Get to a cup final and pray that we can win and get to Conference League next season. Yeah, I'm with you, man. It's got to win. Tuesday's a must win. Saturday, real quick. I'm not gonna say that word. Those 2 words, free hit. But you told me we had 4 points after 4 matches, which would include Man City. I would have taken it. So if we lose, and we don't get battered and embarrassed, which never is good. A good look. We go in there, we lose 1-2-0, even 3-0. It happens. Hopefully, I want to get a point at least, but I'm not going to go crazy for Saturday. Love it. Bite your hand off, they say. Bite your hand off for a point right now.
Exactly. Definitely. I would love a point. I don't think we're going to beat them again.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of crazy.
Well, I was going to awful lot. Exactly. And and what? Did they even score a goal against us last season?
No, he didn't. They're going to be mad. Trust me, they're going to be mad.
Exactly. They're going to be up for this. Exactly. They're going to be up for this. And we done that with a back 4. Am I right in saying that?
You're right. We didn't change it up. We did. So that's interesting. So he has options. He can go straight back 4, but they didn't have Haaland last year. To me, game changer. They didn't have Haaland last year. They had no real striker. They had Jesus, who's playing really well. By the way, Arsenal up 3-0 on Bournemouth. Bloody hell, man.
3-0.
They're back. Yeah, that is upsetting, man. That is upsetting.
Well, there's some Arsenal fans here. Don't upset them by saying that.
Oh, yeah. Respect. My nephew, who's not in the stream, by the way, he's probably watching the game. My nephew, for the first time, he's not here today, which is interesting, but they're playing. So, big up to them. Congratulations, blah, 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 whatever.
Yeah. And then lastly, let's not know Jordan Ayew, because why not? Supreme says, thoughts on Ayew's performance. He put on the shift. Look, I don't think anyone has a problem with. He plays good. I don't think that's a problem. But there's always going to be better. But the problem you have right now is if you don't want Jordan Ayew to start, who do you want to start if Elise ain't fit? Elise ain't fit to start games. There isn't. There's Ibue, which that's unrealistic. So what other realistic options do you have? We have to firm it till Elise's fit. Jordan Ayew, he didn't have a bad game today, and I don't think he should start for us in let's say the next 20-25 games if Elise is fit. But for me, how I see Jordan Ayew, Patrick, I don't know if you agree. He's a solid player that puts in a shift. He has some good moments and bad moments, but he's not the player to bring us to the next level because he doesn't get the goals and assists. That's how I see it. And Elise does that. So when Elise is fit, he will play. But for now, I can't really complain because who else starts if it ain't Jordan Ayew?
It's unfair. We as a fan base love a scapegoat. Ayew's always a scapegoat when he starts. Puts in the shift, does well. I'm telling you, after Man City or after transfer window closes, right, and Elise is fit, Ayew will not start. Barring
if he starts, then we can get angry.
Exactly. Exactly. So I'm not worried about it.
We actually agree on a lot of things. Like we act like we don't, but I'm hearing lots of that's right. That's this. It's interesting. It's
better than Edward, but whatever.
Oh yeah, apart from that, this is the 1%.
But you know that. You don't want to say it, but you know these.
Oh no.
Ain't nobody better than Jean-Philippe Mateta. Boom, 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 boom.
Well, if he bangs in them goals, then trust me, that'd be great. He
did today. Yeah, wait. One more important before we go. One more very important comment. Thank you, Jason. Appreciate it, mate. I really appreciate that comment.
Fair enough. Look, let's wrap it up. Thanks to every single one of you who's watching live, watching on replay. If you could leave a like and subscribe if you're new here to not miss out on future content, that would be much appreciated. It's free and helps us out a lot. We will be back for the Oxford game. I don't know how we're going to review a game that we're probably not going to see.
Yeah, I can't watch it in America, so we'll try. We'll do our best.
Exactly. We will be back and hopefully talking about a win over Oxford going to the next round of the Cup. We'll be back hopefully throughout the week as well. We'll be for the Man City game as well. Thanks to every single one of you. Great seeing all of you here. Heskip is here.
My man, Sam.
I love Heskip. But yeah. But hopefully I could go to the game on Tuesday. I need to find a ticket. I don't know how I'm gonna find a ticket. I need to find a ticket for the game. I didn't buy one, so hopefully I find one. And I go with Hesketh. Hesketh sort out a ticket. Jason says we are Pep's bogey team and only team to not concede against City last season. Well, let's hope that we're the only team to not concede against Oxford as well, and we get that win.
Good
But
point.
look, that's it from us today. Me, Patrick, thanks to every single one of you. And until next time, up the Palace.
Eagles!